Hello everybody, I'm Robert, the CEO and co-founder at Cloud Sigma. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can easily clone drives. So create copies of drives, how you can actually move them to different tiers of storage as part of a wider storage strategy that you might implement within your cloud infrastructure. So I'm already in the dashboard here, and I'm going to go in and show you, go to the storage section. So the way it works in Cloud Sigma is that drives and servers are separated because we have a very flexible model. So we allow you to mount multiple drives on a single server, for example. We also allow you to have different types of storage mediums such as SSD. We also have magnetic. You can see here I have all different kinds of drives and sizes. We also can even have CD-ROMs. You can upload your own installed CD-ROM or whatever it might be. So I'm going to go into a drive that I created earlier just for this purpose called database. You can see here that it's a 8 gigabyte drive on distributed SSD, which is a very high performance type of storage that we have, and it's pretty much the main storage that people use for their compute and their heavy workloads. So it's ideal for things like a database, which is why I gave it that name. Now, let's say for whatever reason we wanted to create a copy of this. Maybe this was a golden image and we're cloning, or maybe I just want to create a backup. I can simply go in and clone it. Just worth noting, you'll see I can also download it. So there's no data lock-in in Cloud Sigma. I could just simply download that directly from the web app. So anyway, I can clone this. So now I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I can give it a name. Let's call it database backup. And I can actually choose. So I'm going to put this on scale out magnetic because it's cheaper and I don't really need performance, because in this case, I just really want a backup of that data on a completely separated storage system for my protection. So you'll also notice you have the ability to have multiple copies. So we have customers that can need to scale out rapidly systems where they might have golden images for worker nodes in a cluster, whatever it might be, and with this they can simply over the API or manually go in and say, look, I need 10 copies of this right now, and we will quickly create 10 copies for them. So it's a really good way of being able to scale up quickly your infrastructure. So obviously for a backup, I don't really need more than one copy for this use case, so I'm just going to say one copy on scale out magnetic. So I hit go, and it's now going to clone the drive that's on the SSD system across to the magnetic system. And it'll, once it's done that initial work, it'll basically start cloning the data across. So that's now done, and you can see that the status has changed to cloning a source. That's to communicate to you that there's an active clone going on against that drive, and it's pulling off data. So if I go back to drives now, you'll see those two. So you'll see the one that's cloning as a source and the one that's cloning as a destination. This is the new drive that we've created on the magnetic storage. So that's really how you can clone. It's very, very easy. And we also have another video about snapshotting and how you can combine those two. You can snapshot and clone, and that allows you to take copies of live running systems as well. So it's well worth looking at that video as well. The main point to make is that we have a full-featured storage management system here, and you can really define your own strategy in terms of how you want to store your data on SSD, on magnetic, what backup policies you want to implement, etc. And that's really in your hands to create a customized solution that's actually completely relevant to your organization. So with that, I'll thank you for your time and say happy computing.